Maybe we should divorce. Your body panics, and your mind starts bargaining. You explain, promise, chase calm. Each time you bargain, you teach that sentence power. This is about quiet steadiness. If you fear divorce, it's rarely about paperwork. It's about what it would mean. Less time with your kids, a split home, money stress, family opinions, the feeling that you failed. Good men become vulnerable when fear drives everything. And the cruel paradox is this: the more you've invested, loyalty, effort, stability, the easier you are to pressure. Because your nervous system starts protecting the investment instead of protecting your dignity. So in conflict, you fall into two predictable roles. Role one, the negotiator. You plead, over-explain, promise the world just to stop the threat. Role two, the volcano. You explode, accuse, say things you can't take back. Both are panic. Both move you away from your center. And when the word divorce creates a big reaction, the relationship learns the dangerous lesson. This word works. Your job isn't to win the argument. Your job is to break the training. The villain here isn't not a person, it's the loop. Threat, panic, temporary peace, repeat. A heated moment happens, the word lands, and your system scrambles to restore calm. You hold long talks at midnight. You apologize fast. You accept a "we're fine" morning and call it solved. But relief is not repair. Relief is just the tension leaving shoulders. Repair is a change in the rules. When threats become normal, safety gets thinner. And when safety is thin, love turns into negotiation. One partner learns, if I raise the stakes, I get movement. The other partner learns, if I stay calm, maybe I can prevent the next alarm. That's how the home becomes a bargaining table. It's like a co-pilot reaching for the eject handle during turbulence. Suddenly, you're not solving weather, you're managing fear alone. Not because anyone planned it, but because the pattern keeps paying out. This spiral is predictable. First, loss aversion. The brain reacts harder to the threat of losing than to the slow work of building. So divorce lands like a cliff edge, and your body tries to save you by surrendering. Second, the storm then calm pattern becomes intermittent reinforcement. The peace after the threat feels like a reward, so you chase it, even when it costs you respect. Third, boundaries. Healthy couples discuss separation calmly, not as a weapon during emotional storms. In any system, what gets repeated is what gets rewarded. If divorce talk brings emergency attention, pleading, gifts, and long negotiations, the system learns, keep using it. So the answer isn't control over another person, it's control over your response. Clarity about what conversations happen, when they happen, and what follows if the line is crossed. Here's the lesson, repeated in different forms. Treat divorce like a disaster, and fear starts steering the marriage. Treat it like a calm daylight topic, and it loses power. This is calm leadership. 1. Treat the word like a fire alarm. You don't ignore it and you don't scream at it. You respond with procedure. Not in the heat of a fight. If you mean this, we'll talk tomorrow when we're calm. 2. Protect your posture. Panic begs. Panic performs. Panic tries to buy safety. Calm holds steady. Calm says, I can handle reality. 3. Add respectful consequences, not revenge, a reset. Sleep separately tonight, keep conversation to logistics. Step away for an hour when voices rise. Distance teaches the system that threats do not produce instant closeness. 4. Require repair, not just apology. I'm sorry is a pause. Repair is a new rule. We don't use separation language to win. We take a break when we escalate. We bring this to a counselor within 2 weeks. No rule, no repair, no trust. 5. Keep communication short and clean. Long speeches often sound like desperation. Desperation invites more pressure. Use 3 parts: time, topic, next step. Tomorrow at 7, we'll talk. Tonight, we cool down. We'll decide with a counselor present. 6. Refuse the 2 traps, beggar or villain. If you beg, you reward the threat. If you explode, you become the story. So answer with calm phrases. I hear you. I understand your position. Do what you think is right. Then stop arguing and return to structure. 7. Remember why good men get trapped by this dynamic. You love your kids, so the threat hurts. You built stability, so the threat shakes you. You stayed loyal, so the unknown feels heavy. Your virtues become pressure points unless you add one more virtue: self-respect. Self-respect is the willingness to accept an outcome rather than live in fear, and that willingness changes the temperature of every conversation. Repeat this until it becomes instinct. End the pattern, not the person. End the training, not the marriage. And if there is real intimidation, violence, or fear, prioritize safety immediately and get outside support immediately. Here's the shift. You stop living like divorce is the apocalypse. You start living like peace is the standard. A stable man doesn't beg for someone to stay. He invites partnership and requires respect inside it. So he sets calm boundaries, follows through, and refuses to trade dignity for temporary quiet. If the marriage improves, it improves on truth. If it ends without humiliation. Either way, you regain your center, and from that center, every decision gets cleaner. Picture a cockpit in turbulence. A co-pilot doesn't reach for the eject button to win an argument. If that button keeps getting mentioned, you don't panic or shout. You set a rule, fix the wiring, and become the calm the system can trust, starting today.